What a performance, Ravi.
Unbelievable performance. I mean, you were chatting with DK a little while earlier. It's 10 days of Test match cricket, enthralling 10 days of cricket. India has dominated 90% of it, and then to finish on the winning side, I think all was well, because it's a tough pill to swallow. When you've dominated the previous Test match for 80-90% of the time, and then you lose it on the last day, it's not easy. You have a gap for 7 days. It's playing on your mind, those 6-7 days. You sometimes want to get out onto the field quite immediately to rectify things, and they've done exactly that. And with Bumrah not playing, and still to be able to take 20 wickets, I think this team has shown a lot of character, and the way they bounce back is fantastic. And even the wish, Shubman spoke to Nasser just now. He's measured, he's calm, he's grounded. He takes it one game at a time. And for me, that's one of the most positive things to come out for India as a young captain who's learning his trade.
Hello.
Hello.
After your excellent presentation, what did he do well as a leader, do you think? Oh, and I'm not just talking about waving his arms around in the field. There would have been leadership needed coming into the game after Leeds.
I do think that was important. I do think he was more visible. It's very easy when you lose, you sort of blame the captain and said, oh, he went missing. And when you win, you go, oh, he's a great captain. But I do think just watching from up above, which we often do in a commentary box, the Headingley game, there was a lot of input from a lot of people, and it was like, who's in charge? You look down today, and he was in charge, and the camera often went on him, and he was moving fielders around. He still needs help from Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul or whatever, but he looked in charge. He's always going to be calm and composed. You just listen to that interview. He's got a very low heartbeat, so he's not going to be a Kohli-type character. He's got a low heartbeat, but that can help. Look at this crowd here today. Look at all of India watching on. You may need someone just to calm the team. He did some subtle things that we wouldn't do. Akashdeep had bowled beautifully this end. This morning, we thought he was going to start this end. He starts him up that end, and it worked. So there were tactical things that he did in the game as well that really worked. The most important thing, get runs. That's his number one job, and he's got a shed load of runs.
Yes, he's comfortable batting, 431 runs in the game.
Yes, absolutely. And one thing from taking from Nasser's point of view, seeing from the outside, one word comes to mind: assertive. He was assertive in this game. Yes, he took advice from other people, but it was his decisions. And a smart one today, in hindsight, a smart one. A lot of people thought, Akashdeep should have started from the pavilion, and he opted for him to bowl from that end. Now, he had batted on that surface more than anybody else. So he would have known which is the areas that can give problems and who is the most likely bowler to hit those patches early doors, to put England back. He knew if India take a couple of wickets in the first half an hour, 1 hour, the game is cracked open big time. England are on the back foot, they can't win. You can have men in catching position. And his bowling changes today were proactive, and he was spot on.
He also had to make a decision about that. And many felt he went on a bit long, and when it was absolutely tipping it down early, we thought, time out the game and all that sort of stuff. He didn't over-attack either in the field. He knew what he wanted to do, how he wanted to get there.
He wanted to get there. He wanted to bat England out of the game. I think that was the main idea, and he would have settled for 3 wickets, before stumps.
Absolutely.
Now, that was the risk, whether you'll get those 3 wickets or not. Once he got those 3 wickets, it wouldn't have mattered. At the end of the day, even if you declared an hour earlier, you would have wanted 3 wickets. And he got those 3 wickets, by close of play. And then the start today was fantastic for Akashdeep.
So Akashdeep has taken 10 for. Bumrah's back for Lords, definitely, he said to you. And also you've now got Siraj finding some form. That's a potent attack.
And Siraj has history at Lords as well.
Yes.
So he likes bowling there. It's a deep, very, very decent attack. It's going back towards the sort of attack they've had in the past. So I think Akashdeep has been a real find. He could be a useful bowler running in from that pavilion end, hitting the pitch hard. You've got, obviously, Siraj, who's got a massive heart, who'll try from first ball to last. Then you've got all the skills of Jasprit Bumrah, and not just Jasprit Bumrah, but arrested Jasprit Bumrah. They took the gamble. They sort of played the gamble there a little bit. They could be 2-0 down going to Lords. They now go 1-1 with arrested Bumrah. Akashdeep has only played 1. Maybe Siraj needs looking after a little bit because he's played 2 on the bounce. And England may have a couple of bowlers coming back from injury in Atkinson and Jofra Archer, who's not played for a very long time. So It is just the dynamic of the series has just shifted in India's favour.
And what I think this attack does now, Akashdeep gives you control. You know, there are no easy runs. You know, he's at the batsman all the time. Now that he's grown in confidence, you got Bumrah who'll give you control, Akashdeep he'll give you control, and you know Siraj is a trier, he's a wicket taker. So England have to watch out now. Their style of play will be tested against this attack, because now it's a potent attack. They're confident with Bumrah coming back, and England will have to make some changes in their attack. I'm sorry to say, you know, the attack, and if the surfaces are good, at times it looks pretty ordinary.
They've been outbowled, completely, comprehensively outbowled in their own conditions.
The biggest.
Or are they their old conditions? Because that pitch, Ben Stokes had a little pop actually at the toss there, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean.
Prez, sorry.
Yeah, no, but listen, the fact is they were completely outbowled. The difference between the two sides for me was how well the two opening bowlers bowled for India. Different, it looked like, I said it on commentary once, it looks like they're bowling on a different surface. Now, it could be to do with the toss. I don't think Ben got the toss right. If you look at it over 5 days, with hindsight, the pitch got worse as you went through it. Those cracks opened up, there was more spin. He was right at the Prez with me. We had him 200 for 5, and if we'd gone then, we could have bowled him out for 300, and then it's a different game. But they didn't, and the pitch got worse, and that means their seamers were getting more off the cracks and more sideways movement. Jadeja was landing it in the rough, so it backfired for once, having that bowl first.
And you know, I told Shubman at Leeds, good toss to lose.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and he lost the match. Here, good toss to lose again. He would have fielded.
Yeah.
You know, imagine the 430 runs he's got in this game, and he would have fielded in that game. You know, sometimes, you know, you shouldn't be making the decision.